What are some green flags that someone is a good person? When a good person makes a mistake, they don't try to hide it. They own up to their own personal shortcomings, while also trying not to highlight others. Sadly, this is not just about being good, but being mature. We should teach our children how to amend their mistakes, not just punish for them. To me, it's someone who acts selflessly, and you can see it in everything they do. They drive safely and think of others. They anticipate upcoming traffic conditions and drive to stat out of the way. They are careful about how they park their car, inside the lines, not blocking anyone else. They complete their job/work not only for themselves, but look for ways to achieve things to help others. They are constantly looking ahead and planning ahead and anticipating ways they can improve things, again, not only for themselves, but for others. People, regardless of gender, who take the time to hold a door open for someone, or go out of their way to hold a door open when someone is injured, elderly, pregnant or has their hands full. I noticed recently that I see kids hold doors more than adults without their parents saying anything, even when it's a heavy door and you can see them struggling. I think I'm a pretty good person, respectful of others, polite, etc. But when I met my now boyfriend, I realized he goes out of his way to be kind to people in a way that I just don't always think to. We go to the same martial arts gym, and when we are leaving I'll say bye to the nearest couple people and slip out, but he'll go around the gym to say bye to everyone, shake hands, etc. He'll offer to give up his place in line to let a group of strangers stand together. He always offers to help out with cooking, or dishes or cleaning, or whatever. Just little things like that. He's not very loud or outgoing, but everyone loves him because they can tell immediately that he's a good guy. I'd like to be more like that. While walking and talking to you, bend over to pick up a piece of trash and throw it away without missing a beat of the conversation, or commenting on it, almost like they are doing it without thinking. In a restaurant, noting the server's name, focused listening to the server while making eye contact, but not fake using the server's name repeatedly, like they are a new best friend. Asking you a question and bringing you into a conversation when you are just standing there awkwardly with a group you don't know. Fixing a rolled carpet edge or loose object on the floor so the next stranger walking along doesn't trip over it. Stands back when the elevator doors open, assuming there will be people inside and giving them room to exit rather than crowding the door. Holds the door open for others and then makes eye contact with a person coming behind them, so that person then takes the door and holds it for a bit, helping spread social hospitality and actually making that person feel good that they helped out without being a doorstop for everyone. Remembers something you once mentioned you liked a long time ago and gives you something unique related to that which they happen to come across somewhere totally unrelated to you or your relationship with them. Takes care of plants, loves pets, walking side by side on the sidewalk, changes to single file when a group comes the other way, wipes down the sink in the public bathroom when they are done so the next person has a clean experience. If you like something weird, egg food, they ask what you like about it and how you came to like it, rather than what they think of that food and how they feel about it. Always speaks highly of other people and their positive attributes, rather than offering up negatives. They remember things about you from previous conversations. Then, when they bring it up, they engage about it, even if it's not their most favorite topic. Basically, they are more concerned with having a pleasant conversation, even if it's not entirely about them, which in turn makes everybody feel great. When they continue being kind and humble even when getting to a position of authority. People who get warped into something nasty the second they get a tiny bit of power have tiny hearts. Smile or at least acknowledge the invisibles, whether it's someone with a disability or obesity or someone doing a custodial job. Basically someone who recognizes we are all worthy of being seen, as long as it comes across natural and not patronizing. I'd 1000 times prefer to be ignored than have someone be polite to me in that, even though it's way beneath me to be polite to a lowlife like you. I'm doing so because I'm a superior person kind of way. When they let you talk about something you like, even if it might not interest them. When they let you get all excited around them, just because they like letting you talk about what makes you happy. It's such a nice feeling. Plus when you feel particularly vulnerable about a topic, and they say you don't have to tell me if you don't feel comfortable doing so. Being able to be honest with a friend that I don't want to tell them everything, it's such a good sign of trust. When a person knows how to take a joke, or in some scenarios, makes a joke about himself/herself, in a fun way, if that makes sense. I found that animals can really tell whether or not someone is a good person. Typically, if animals are more drawn to someone, or easily get used to and like someone, that someone is nice to be around. This is animals in general, not that person's dog or anything like that. Some real Disney shit, if you ask me. Yeah, but also some dogs are assholes. I remember when I used to sell parts at an RV supercenter and these stuck up people came in their greyhound dog. I didn't even go to pet it or anything, and just said something like hey doggy and he immediately barked at me. His owners looked at me derisively and said he's a really great judge of people. So f them and their stupid dog that has a lifespan of 5 to 6 years. They actively try to improve themselves. That's how I knew I wanted to date my girlfriend. She actively tries to be less angry and calls herself out when she reacts in anger when it's not warranted. It's a huge green flag when people know that they need to work on things. This might be an odd take, but good people don't put themselves in situations where they can't be good people. If they are uncomfortable with a responsibility, they don't make it someone else's problem. For example, a good person won't get a pet as an accessory. If you can't be there for a pet and give it time and attention, you are f***ing it over by keeping it. Good people don't do that. Maybe this is just me, but showing up when you say you're gonna show up means so much. It shows that you value my time as much as your own. The inverse red flag would be people always being late or flaking on plans constantly. Drives me batshit. How they respond to crappy situations. Before we had even started dating, my now husband got his car booted while hanging out at my apartment. He called the parking office and they came over to take the boot off, and he was just super cool like yeah man. This sucks for both of us. It's late. We would both rather be somewhere else but it's okay. Crap happens. They also bonded over my husband's American flag shirt. The parking attendant was so grateful to not be yelled at for once that he took note of my husband's plates and said he'd call ahead and warn if he was ever going to get booted again. This happened after I had gotten out a relationship with a guy for whom every little thing was the end of the world, so this little act of being a decent human being was huge for me. Good man is good person. Some people talk nice and act nice and even do good things, and then one day you realize they were playing you like a fiddle and were friends with you just so they could bed your wife. Example, my mother. Oh, your mom is so nice. Is she though? Pay attention. I love her now and understand a lot of the shit between us in retrospect. However, when I was a kid/teen I hated my mother. The worst part was every one of my friends who met her thought she was so nice. Only one person, my best friend, saw the truth. He was the only one around enough of the time to sometimes see the facade slip. When you offer them a bite of your food and they don't take too large of a bite or go straight for the best part. When you're struggling and their first reaction is to be the adult for you, be calming, take control of the situation, offer advice, etc. When they don't get upset about you or others setting personal boundaries, going out of their way to take care of their friends, dropping off pies to their friends for the holidays, bringing food or medicine to someone who is sick, pet sitting when someone is out of town. We were having a contractor come to our house to quote us on some work. He did not know we were watching when he pulled into our driveway and before coming to our door pulled our elderly neighbor's garbage cans up his driveway. Hired him on the spot. They fill up the gas tank after using your car. I lent my friend my car when my wife and I went on vacation one time and the crazy bitch not only filled it up, but got it detailed as well. this lady at Aldi today let me keep my quarter while switching carts. That was pretty cool. Marwan, I got really heated last time I left Aldi. Was walking towards a cart return and gathering my bags because you can't be a man if you can't tote your groceries all in one go. A lady was there fidgeting with her purse. When I start to get my quarter back, she goes, "Oh, I'll just take yours." She starts to put her stuff back in her purse and I'm standing there in front of the cart holding all my bags. She looks up and just stares at me expectantly for a couple seconds. I say the quarter, she just goes, "Oh, never mind then." Normally I give my cart up all the time to people and often don't even wait on their quarter, but the way she said, "Oh, I'll just take yours," as if she expected it as a birthright or something, left me feeling much less than generous. How entitled can you be? You don't even greet me, don't even acknowledge me as a human being, and just expect me to give. As I'm walking away with my quarter, another guy walks up and gives her his cart, and she loudly proclaims, "Thank you. I wish everyone was as nice as you." To get nothing at all, you can join my Discord server. Link in description.